Welcome to Coffee Shop Confessions, notes from the underbelly of real estate. I'm Miguel Contreras.
I'm David Castillo,
Together we are.
Rain West Collective.
We're starting this new series to talk about all the little micro trends, all the little things that are going on in the market that no one's really talking about. We're going to let you know what's going on. So tune in and find out. David, one micro trend that you're seeing right now and one recommendation you're giving your clients.
Okay, one buyer micro trend I'm seeing, which is kind of overlaps into the sellers, is more market time on homes that are
Absolutely
listed and on the market. And a recommendation I'm giving to my buyers that are actively looking is obviously based off of what price points we're at and where those homes are being listed, is using that to their advantage for a seller credit for a rate buy down.
All right.
Instead of coming in requesting for a price reduction of 25,000, it's leveraging that potential amount into a credit form that can save them hundreds of dollars in a credit to buy down the rate, opposed to just a flat out price reduction.
So are you getting you're getting sizable? I mean, I've seen your deals. You're getting sizable credits for your clients. Are you using all those funds for 3-2-1 or a 2-1 buy down? What's the bigger trend that you're seeing with as far as the credits that you're getting for your buyers?
We're going after 2-1 buy downs.
2-1 buy downs.
Yeah, that's what it looks. It makes a little bit more sense on paper, and I mean, you're not gouging the seller,
right?
And for example, at a $900,000 purchase with about $27,000 in credits, you can get that 2-1 buy down.
Nice. And now for our audience who may not know what a 2-1 buy down, can you explain a little bit about how it works and how it benefits the buyer?
Absolutely. So the way a 2-1 buy down works, it's a temporary rate buy down. You're locked in at the market rate, the fixed rate. However, if you negotiate a 2-1 buy down for the first 12 months of the length of that loan, you're brought down 2 points. So for number 6, from a 6.5 down to a 4.5.
Nice.
Savings of 2 points. Rolling into the second year, it goes up 1 point, from 6.5 down to 5.5. Now, once that time frame is up, you're back at the market rate. So the hope here is that sometime within the next 24 months, rates go down a bit, you refinance. But the beauty about the 2-1 buy down that I'm making very clear to my clients is at any point, if you refinance into a new loan, a new rate, that money is not lost. That goes into a prepaid escrow account towards your interest. So you can go ahead and reuse whatever's left of those funds towards your new refinance.
Isn't it interesting that a lot of buyers don't know that those are prepaid funds that you can use for your next refi, and a lot of agents don't know that either. So are you getting a lot of pushback from buyers when it comes to the buy down, that they're hoping that the actual rate is actually going to come down back to the 3s, 3.5s, maybe even the 4s? Are you getting a lot of those? Are you having a lot of those conversations with buyers?
I feel that as of recently, not so much.
Good.
Going back 6 months, even 12 months, people were still hoping that was going to be the case.
Yeah.
But I think where we're at in the market, that speculation or even hope, right? I think it's more so, it's very, buyers are accepting where we're at, and the reality of us not seeing that 3% is pretty much, it's come to terms with the buyer where it's like, okay, cool. Even if I'm in the 5s, seeing where we were in the high 6s, even low 7s, down to 5%, it's a big difference.
Absolutely. Now, on the flip side of that, on the selling side, because of the interest rate environment and because the trend over the last 5 years, one thing I'm seeing is it's the two-pronged trend that I'm seeing. One, with the market times that you just mentioned, I'm seeing delistings. People are taking their property off market because they're not getting what they want, because it's not feasible for a lot of buyers, particularly at the interest rate level that we're in. And two, I'm starting to see a lot of price reductions. But we are getting a lot of pushback from sellers, particularly condo owners and townhome owners, because that market's shifting fast. And that's where I've seen the most price reduction, and the larger price reductions is in the condo space, townhome space, or even PUDs too, which are considered condos, as you know. And one of the things I'm advising our sellers is much like this. Like you were a bodyboarder, right? You used to bodyboard. When you get caught in a riptide, what do you do in a riptide? Like, what are you supposed to do?
Go with it. You swim out.
You swim sideways, right,
Right.
with it, right? It pushes you out, and then you swim out of it, right?
Right.
So what I'm seeing right now is a riptide for condo owners, and a lot of condo owners, sellers, are trying to swim against the riptide. Oh, I'm staying firm with my price. I'm staying firm with my price. And the psychology that I'm seeing is that, well, I'm losing money. So my retort to that is like, well, you never really made that money. It never was in your bank account, so you never actualized it. You never made it, so you're not losing it. So you have to move quickly with the market. You're not going to beat the market. Right now, it's a riptide, and I see a lot of sellers trying to combat it and fight against the rip current that we're in, the riptide, versus swimming sideways, adjusting your price so that you can move it quickly. Now, if you have a need, if you have a prescient need, if you're in just some sort of distress, job loss, divorce, economic factors, everything's inflated, inflation's high, and you need to make moves. You need to make moves fast. You can't just sit and wait and combat the market. So that's one trend. So I'm advising condo sellers, hey, if we need to adjust the price, we need to adjust it quickly, and it has to be a sizable enough price reduction for it to make sense so that you can move it.
Right.
Now on the D-list side, a lot of the sellers who are selling condos or townhomes, hoping to move into a larger space, they're seeing the crunch and the pressure of that big payment that they're gonna have to make on that. They're going from a say $800,000 townhome to a $1.2 million home. Like, holy crap! I'm paying a 2.5% interest rate, and I'm going to a 6.5 plus. My payment's gonna be X amount. What? So now the question is, do you really need to sell, or do you want to sell?
Right.
Can you still, stomach staying here? Can you stomach being here and doing life in the townhome that you're in? And for a lot of people, it's going to be a yes. Like, I can still do it. So my advice to you is, like, if you don't need to move, don't have to move, don't make the move. You're good to go.
Yeah, I think we're in a really interesting space in the market right now where, you know, um, the sellers that have been waiting, they're kind of tiptoeing with the idea of it, testing the market, right? And like you said, it's the individuals that have the ability to make that move, but is it the most logical?
Yeah.
Right? Maybe not.
Yeah.
So that's why we're seeing we're at what the highest number of delisted properties, like you said,
Tons
in the market.
I think the numbers are somewhere hovering in the 30% plus delist rate.
Right.
So sellers going on market and then taking it off.
So with that being said, I think me personally, we just entered this. I again personally think we just went into this style of market over the last 60-ish days, 45, 60 days. And you and I both know it takes about 90 days for the market to kind of catch up.
Absolutely.
Right? So we're halfway in to where, we're still in a place where we're at a record number of loan applications with buyers that haven't made a move.
Sitting on the fence.
Right.
Sitting on the fence.
So what are all those? The minute we see a little dip in the rate market is when we start seeing buyers coming out. And I don't know about you, but over the last, I want to say, couple weeks, I'm starting to get a little bit more buyer heavy with the phone calls.
Yes.
David, like, we found this. How does this look? David, this has been sitting for 100 days.
Yes.
David, this had a $30,000 price reduction. So it's going to take a little bit of time for the buyer, that little jump that buyers take to put the market back into motion.
Yeah.
So we're in that interesting little pivot.
So let me ask you, because you're a really amazing buyer's agent. So when you you're a seasoned agent, you know what you're doing, you know how to negotiate these deals. When you or your buyer, you see a house, a property that you've been eyeing for a little while, and you see 60-day, 90-day, 120-day market time, what's the psychology around that with your buyer and yourself? Like, what's the advice that you give them?
It sucks to be this way, but because obviously we want to protect our sellers too, in the sense. But I think coming from that mentality and being the agents that we are, fighting for our buyers, right? Because we always want to get our buyer the best deal. We see something that's been sitting on 60 days, we're like, right out of the gates, we're getting credits. We're getting credits.
We're giving them a haircut.
So, but with that comes, like, we have to find out what the motive of that seller is, right? Are they moving out of state? Is the house vacant? Was it a rental?
Yeah.
What does it? How does it show? What does it look like inside?
Yeah.
So again, going back to the point I made about being in that beginning stages of this current market, I think that's buyers have leverage right now because of where we're at.
Yeah.
Give it another 2-3 months. I don't think we're going to be there with the 100 days on market. I think, like I said, buyers are starting to come out. Sellers are testing the market. This is all new to us.
Yeah.
We wouldn't see homes sit on the market more than 30 days, and that was a long time.
Yeah.
Right?
Not over the last 8 years or so.
So then at this point, I think, yes, buyers have leverage, but going into the more they wait, the less leverage they're going to have, right?
Yeah.
So
especially if the rates go down,
absolutely,
because then there's more competition.
Right. So what this is going to do overall, it's going to regulate the market, price wise, right? You're no longer going to be able to come and say, well, Miguel sold this property for 850,000. I want to list for 875.
Yeah. No,
that's no longer
those days are done. Those days are done. It's more of a normalized market, and if you're a seller, price it right up front. And if you're at the top of the market, you have to make sure that your house looks the best,
right?
Smells the best. It looks modern and updated. Gone are the days where you could just put a home on the market that needs repairs and get super top dollar.
Yeah. I mean, as a buyer, they're coming in paying top dollar. Monthly.
Yeah.
They're gonna be picky.
They're picky. Absolutely.
Very selective.
Absolutely. So that's a lot of food for thought for you guys. We're gonna be doing this weekly. Comment in the comment section what types of topics you want to hear more about. What questions do you have for us? We are committed to answering with truth, honesty, and directness. We don't pull any punches. We're not gonna sugarcoat anything, right? Yeah. So it is what it is. It is, and it be what it be, and it do what it do. That's what the market's gonna be. So tune in and find out what's going on.
See you guys.